this time, we're going to be getting into some spicy stuff, but we're going to be learning how to create a whiteboard that you can actually paint on in Unreal Engine 5.
In this video, I'm going to show you how you can paint with render targets inside of Unreal Engine.
Yeah.
To get started, I'm in the first person Unreal Engine project template.
Yeah,
and the first thing we're going to do is add a paintbrush to the middle of the screen. This is where the player is going to be aiming and painting their paintbrush. So, to get started, if you just create a new folder called UI.
Yeah, okay, so let's do the folder stuff. Painting UI? Yeah, because there'll be different type of UI stuff, because widgets, and then different stuff in here. How does he make his brush?
Right.
Because I actually do have a few brushes that I use for my art. So I could apply those, and then you can actually use, like, those.
Click and go User Interface, select a widget blueprint, select User Widget, and just call this the paintbrush underscore widget blueprint. Then if you double click and open this up, we want to go over to the palette and look for the canvas panel.
I'm looking for the canvas panel. Okay.
And just drag this somewhere into the screen. Then we want to look for an image. And again, just drag this somewhere inside of the screen. For the image, make sure to anchor to the center of the screen.
Center. Control Shift left click.
Then for the position X and position Y, make it -5.
Ooh, okay. -5.
And then for the size X and size Y, make them 10.
10.
And this will make it so this image is directly in the middle of the screen. And this is going to be where my player aims their paintbrush.
I think that's fine for us because we anchored it right at center. I wonder why he did -5 because that was a little bit up. But that might also be because it might feel better because it's not directly in the center, but it's like up as like a paintbrush type thing.
Then head over to your first person character.
If we need to change that, we could change that here. Okay.
Or your character.
Save. First person. Okay.
And go to Event Begin Play. So Event Begin Play, we are going to create a widget. And that widget is going to be the paintbrush that we just made. Then we just want to add this to the viewport.
Oh, okay, I see.
File and save this.
Simple.
The next thing we're going to do is create the materials that my player is going to be painting with. So if we just go over to a folder called materials, if you don't have one, just create one. And then to create our...
And then, okay, so for this... this would be images.
First material, we just want to right click, go to material, and just call this...
and then...
Canvas. So this is going to be the material that... So this is going to be the material that the player is going to paint on. We just want to double click and head inside here. Right click and look for constant. And just connect this into metallic and specular.
Or just press 1 left click. Metallic, specular.
And then for the base color of this, we just want to right click and look for texture.
I forget that though.
Sample 2D. So this one, texture sample parameter 2D.
Texture.
And just call this the render target.
Oh, parameter 2D? Like he wants... I think he said, let me just double check.
Parameter 2D.
Yeah, okay. Makes sense. First time using this one though. Texture sample 2D. Oh no, oops. There we go. And name it what?
And just call this the render target. Keep note of whatever you call this. And just connect from RGB into base color and go apply.
Wow,
so this is, like I said, this is going to be the background of our canvas. We can just close this.
That looks cool.
Then we just want to right click, go create new material.
Oh, hold up. Gotta save it, okay. Then do a new material.
And just call this the brush underscore matte. So this is what we're going to be painting our canvas panel with.
Brush material.
Inside here. And we just want to change the blend mode to translucent.
Translucent makes sense.
Right click and look for texture, sample, parameter 2D again.
Okay. And name this what?
We just want to call this the brush texture. And we just want to connect from RGB into emissive color and from A into opacity, and just go apply. And then later we're going to configure this so we can replace this with our own custom brush texture. We can close this.
Oh, I see. Okay, so this is where, yeah, it makes sense.
The next thing we're going to do is create a blueprint, and this is going to be the canvas which the player is going to paint on. So I'm actually...
Is that good? Oh, it's because it's not saved? No, save. Save it first. There we go. And now we're doing...
going to create a new folder and just call this blueprints.
Oh, yeah, okay. So, underscore blueprints.
Alright, I'll head inside here, right click, go blueprint class, select actor, and I'm just going to call this my canvas underscore blueprint.
Canvas, okay.
Head inside here. Then
okay, so then new folder, painting, move in, okay, canvas.
If you go over to the components tab and go add and look for a static mesh, and just call this the canvas. So this mesh is going to be the mesh that we paint upon. And if you briefly close Unreal Engine and just go over to settings, just make sure to go to show engine content.
Oh, mine's good.
Then if we head back to the canvas panel blueprint, under static mesh, we should be able to look for plane. And we just want to look for this plane. This isn't enabled if we don't have the show engine content. We won't be able to find it, so that's why we did that. And we just want to rotate it forward.
Oh, interesting.
And then make sure this anchor is checked.
What's it like this? Okay, so he wants to lock the scale.
Scale this up because it's a bit small, so I'll make it 2.5. So this is going to be
this is the canvas
which we paint upon. We just want to compile this. Then if we go over to the event graph, we're going to make it so it uses the materials that we set up earlier. So event begin play, we just want to drag off here and look for sequence. And the first thing we're going to do is just drag off here and look for create, render, target 2D. So this is what we're going to be painting on. And for the width and height, we want this to have a resolution of 1024.
24. So
and then
1K.
We just want to right click and promote this to a variable and just call this render target. Then we just want to drag off here and look for clear render target 2D. And then this clear color is going to be the initial starting color of our canvas panel. I'm going to make it white. So yeah, feel free to make it any color. So after we do this, we're going to tell the game.
I'm making this like an actual whiteboard. So yeah, I'll do that. Left click, drag, and then press Q to align. I use that so much now. Like I use that all the time. I should learn the other ones or begin learning the other ones. But that one's so good though. Like I can use that for everything really.
Game that we want our canvas model to basically use this material. So to do that, we can just drag off here and look for create dynamic material instance. So this one, and for the parent.
New node. Yeah, so we're working with new nodes here. Ooh, okay.
To be the canvas.
I think, because I thought this was something different, but no, that's not. That is. I thought it was something I already messed with.
Material that we made earlier. We just want to drag off this return value and look for set texture parameter value. And for the parameter name,
set texture parameter value. Oh, we've done this, but I haven't, funny enough, delved into this because we just haven't really dived into the materials as much. But this is a very useful one.
Same as this. Yeah. So we call this render target. So make sure.
I don't know if that was in the zombie tutorial, if that was in one of the big boy tutorials.
About the same.
The blueprint one or the first one. I think it was the zombie one. I love that line function. Is so good.
In render target.
Oh, easy, yeah.
And then here for the value, what we're going to be changing, we just want to drag in the render target variable that we just made, get it, and then connect this into here. Then in order to make the canvas use this material, we can just drag in the canvas panel, drag off here, and look for set material.
Search.
And connect this into here. And then for the material, we can just connect.
Oh, set material. I thought you said search. Set material.
From the return value here into here. And I'm just going to double click to make this a bit tidier.
Yeah.
Then there's one final step, and that is going to be creating the brush material. So if we just add another pin.
Oh. Okay.
And just drag off here and look for create dynamic material instance. And for the material, it's going to be the brush material.
Interesting.
And we're going to right click and promote this to a variable and just call this the brush material.
Right click, brush material, enter.
So now that we've set this up, we're going to set up
Okay.
a function which will allow our player character to paint with the brush onto the canvas panel.
Okay, because what we're doing now, when the canvas is event begin play, so when it's in a level and that begins playing, this will begin playing, or when we interact with it begin playing? Because I think this will start when we interact. It will create a render target. It will create a dynamic material instance of the canvas and the brush material. Okay.
So to do that, if we just create a new function and just call this the draw brush.
Draw brush.
And this is going to have a couple of settings so that we can customize how the brush is. So if we just go create new input, and for this first input, call it brush texture.
Brush
So
texture.
this is going to be the material that we're going to be painting with. We just want to change this to be a texture 2D.
Right.
So this one, texture 2D object reference. Then we want to create.
And that's another thing, like, especially now, I kind of understand. I'm pretty sure I 100% understand. I could be wrong what this does and how to use this. I just don't know the other options. But, like, before I was like, wait, what? But now it's like, oh, yeah, makes sense. Duh.
And just call this the brush size.
So we set a picture
there.
there.
The size of our brush. And we want this to be a float. And then we just want to
do it with
another variable. And we just want to call this draw location.
Oh.
And this is going to be where
Location.
on our canvas panel that we're going to be painting. We just
And
want to change
location?
this to be
Or
a
transform?
vector 2D.
Ooh.
So this one. Okay, so now that we've set this up,
Wait,
when we
vector
draw
2D?
our brush,
Yeah.
the first thing we're going to do is look for sequence and set our brush material. So if we just find our brush material that we created earlier, get it,
Right.
drag off here and look for set texture parameter value, connect this into here, and for the parameter name, make sure it's called brush texture or whatever you call it here. So,
Okay, so
parameter
brush.
name is going to be brush texture.
Brush
and then
texture.
the value we can just connect from brush texture into here. We're going to be able to customize what we put in here. Then the next thing to do is make it so we can paint on our canvas with our brush. So if we just drag in our render target, get it, and then we just want to drag off here and look for begin draw canvas to render target and connect this into here.
Oh, wait, what? Returns a canvas object that can be used to draw on the specific render target. Canvas has function like draw material with size parameters that can be used to draw a specific area of a render target. Be sure to call end draw canvas render to target to complete rendering! Exclamation mark. Whoa. Canvas size context. Whoa. New node. Ooh.
Then we just want to drag off here and look for draw material. And this will allow us to start painting on our canvas panel.
Whoa, okay, okay. This is nuts. Okay, a lot of this is already done for us. I thought we would have to, like, go into this, make this, go into this, and make this, but no. We're popping in Unreal 5, baby.
We want to connect from canvas.
Good. Unreal 5.2. Soon to be once it's out of preview 3.0. Or 5.3.
Into target, as that's what we're going to be painting upon. For the render material, we just want to drag in the brush material. This is what we're going to be painting onto our canvas.
Yes.
And then for the screen position, this is going to be where in the world we're going to be painting upon our canvas. We need to do a bit of calculation to determine this. So we just want to drag off size and look for multiply.
Multiply.
And then we want to drag in the draw location. So we can reference variables inside of our functions by just right clicking And if I look for draw location, I can connect this into here. Then we just want to drag off here and look for subtract, and right click here and go to float.
To float.
So the reason we have to do this little calculation is if I just go to my viewport, by default, Unreal Engine will start to draw materials using the top left as the origin point. So this will lead to the brush texture not coming from the center. So we need to just kind of do this to fix this. And we
so we get the draw multiplication times it, then
just want to drag off here and look for divide, and we're going to divide this by 2. And what we're going to be dividing, we just want to right click and look for get brush size and connect this into here, and then this into screen position. For the screen size, we can
so we're getting the size of the brush, dividing it by 2, which then divides the location, or whatever that number is. So let's just say it's 1. Is that just, I guess we're using this so it can also, when the brush updates its size, that size change also has its position to be changed?
Just right click here and look for split structure pin and connect from brush size.
Oh no, I did screen position. Oh no, wait. Oh no, screen size. Yeah, he's okay. So he's splitting screen size. Okay.
X and brush size Y into here.
Interesting.
And then finally, we just want to drag off context and look for end draw canvas to render target, and that will make it so we can start painting with our brush.
Oh, bro, this is so sick. So it's like a whole thing for this, specifically if you want to like draw in whatever way. That's so cool. This should be the bottom one. I want to do a little organizing here. It's always great to do it because look how much better that looks. Looks so nice. This is a little spaghetti, but I mean, hey, it works.
And compile this and go over to the link graph. So with this, we have coded everything. The final thing we need to do is make it so the player character can draw onto this.
Right.
So if I just close this and go over to the input folder, we want to go over to action.
Go into the input folder? Oh yeah, input actions. Wait, why am I seeing all this? Oh, I'm in the engine. I'm like, wait, what? Inputs, actions,
and we're going to create a new input action for painting. So if I just right click and go input, select input action, and I'm just going to call this input action underscore paint. Open this up, and for the value type, we want this to be an axis 1D float.
Ooh.
And we just want to go over to your input mapping context, open this up.
The default one.
You want to add a new mapping. And this is going to be for the painting action. So I'm just going to look for the input action paint. And I'm going to make it so the player has to press the left mouse button in order to paint. So here, if you just look for left mouse button,
or press this,
select, or you can select whatever key you want it to be. We can save this, close this, and then go over to our first person character blueprint.
Control space, first person, blueprints. Okay.
And in some free space, we're going to look for the paint input action. So a quick note about the paint input action. This will only appear if your character is using the correct input mapping.
Oh no, it's got the wrong one. Paint input? No. Okay, so it's the top one. Paint input enhance, yeah.
Context. I'm just using the default first person character, so it's using this one. But if you're using your own custom input setting, then it may be slightly different.
Makes sense. Now that's good to keep in mind. I wonder if I had issues with that before. Now thinking about that, because it never got triggered, those actual things, because they weren't actually... Wait, is that actually the issue? I wonder. I've tried to do other enhance input actions. I don't know if I made another thing or didn't use this one and then tried to use it and it just didn't work. Because it just wasn't even started here. Interesting.
Okay, so when the player presses the left mouse button, this action value is going to have a value of 1. We want to make sure that the player is continuously holding down the left mouse button in order to paint. So if we just drag off this action value and look for equals, whenever the player is holding down the left mouse button, this action value is going to be 1. So as long as this is equal to 1, we're going to have a branch connecting triggered into here. Then we're going to do a line trace to see if there's a canvas panel in front of us, and if there is, then we're going to paint on it. So if I just drag off here and look for line trace by channel, where this is going to start, we can just right click and look for get player camera manager and just drag off this
line trace, get player camera manager,
value, and look for get actor location,
an actor location,
and connect this into the start. Then if we just drag off the get,
let's transform location.
Player camera manager, and we want to look for get actor forward vector. So we'll get the forward direction of our player character's camera. Then we just want to multiply this. So for the multiply, right click on this one and convert it to a float. And let's multiply it by 1,500 units. Then just drag off this get actor location and look for add and connect this into here. So we'll be ending our line trace 1,500 units in front of the player character. Then we just want to drag off this R hit result. This will get the data of whatever we hit. We just want to look for break hit result.
Now if we want to change, so if we want to change the line trace distance, because that's a start, that's the end. So start from the camera end. So if we want to change that, we'll just go to here.
Click this arrow, and we're going to check to see if we get the canvas panel blueprint. So I'm going to drag off hit actor and look for cast to canvas panel BP. If we did hit the canvas panel, then this node will fire. And what we're going to do is draw on our canvas panel. So if we just drag off this canvas BP and look for draw brush.
And that's the thing that we made.
The texture that we're going to be drawing with our canvas panel, I imported,
which looks official.
did this texture of this black square. So I just found this online.
A black square. Okay, so are paintbrushes like that? Because that's what I was curious about. Okay, so it's... I might just do that as well for now, but I want to see real quick. And then go to the actual image so we can import it in. So let's continue.
Any texture. When you import a texture into Unreal Engine, sometimes it looks a bit weird. So if you just right click on it and go spray actions and apply paper 2D texture settings, that will make the image look all normal. So I'm gonna promote.
I actually, so someone else said to use that too, but then I tried to use that, but then it looked like a texture or like a 2D texture thing. I think that might be because it got like extra sprite settings or like plugins enabled. I'm gonna keep mine as is. If it looks funky, then we'll change it.
Promote this to a variable.
And it's funny because that just recently happened too. Oh, promote to a variable. Ooh.
Compile this, and then I'm going to select my black texture.
Brush set 1.
So it can just be a solid black texture.
Oh.
For the brush size.
Oh, no. There we go. Because those are the placeholder ones that we got.
This is going to be the size of your brush. I'm going to right click, promote this to a variable, and compile this, and make it 50. The bigger this is, the bigger your brush is going to be. Then for the draw location, where this is going to paint on our canvas panel, we can just drag off this R hit result and look for find collision UV.
Collision UV.
Into here.
Ooh.
And then one final important step, make sure that you have trace complex enabled. Make sure that this is checked. Compile and save everything.
Oh. True to test against complex collision, false to test against simplified collision.
Then you just want to go to edit project settings.
Oh, snap. Okay.
And make sure to look for support. You'll look for support UV from hit results. Make sure that this is enabled. When you enable it, it's going to ask you to restart to have this setting enabled.
That's okay.
Just do that. I'm just going to.
Okay. Do that real quick.
Mine again. And
or something won't work. That's for sure.
Everything.
Open everything back up.
Okay, so that is almost everything. If we just go to our blueprints folder, drag in the canvas panel, and
oh really? Oh.
And I'm just going to rotate it so it's in front of me.
Yeah.
When I click play, my canvas panel should be white. And
interesting. Wait, why is it like that?
And when I click with my left mouse button, okay. So what I'm going to actually do is go back to my first person character and increase the
thankfully I kept it open.
Value here. Oh, sorry, I made it 150. I meant to make 1,000.
I see. So we are good.
That's why it's so short. Okay.
No?
So now if I go play, I have this whiteboard which I can paint with. So I just drew.
Wait, did I spaghetti the code again? Anything that deals with this type of stuff, it just messes. I get messed up with it. It's legit always like the same thing too. But this looks good. It floats.
So short. Okay, so now if I go play, I have this whiteboard which I can paint with. So I just drew a smiley face.
Yo, that is so cool. Is it because of our image? Material.
Canvas. And then for the screen position, and connect this into here.
Oh, that's the issue. It's the multiply. Yep, okay, so then, wait, did the texture now break? Actually, well, the texture just didn't work. Oh, wait, because... Did we just not change it? Yeah, brush texture? Wait, what? Brush. So now it's probably pixelated. Oh, wait a second. Look at this. Whoa. And it's like, actually like a brush too, faster you go. Oh, that is so trippy. Learning how to paint in Unreal Engine 5, but I wanted to actually take this time to then look at a different way how to approach this and see which way is better, or like see the strengths of one and the weaknesses of the other. Also, this is using render targets like we were using before, so I want to see how they're used this way, which is pretty similar, but has its own like little spice to it. We're good. Let's get in.
First things first, we need to go into our project settings, and at the top in the search bar, type in UV and look for...
Oh yeah, that's... Okay, yeah. Is it the...
This support UV from
yeah, we got that enabled.
And make sure that is enabled as true. If it says restart your project, you need to restart it in order for it to
We don't
activate.
have to.
Okay, so now that we've done that, next we are going to need to create a few components for this to work. The first one being a canvas render target. So in your content area, right click and go to materials and textures.
Render targets? And then render target? Wait, what are we doing?
And in there, you want to go to the top and find the canvas render target and click to create that.
Oh, wait, what? Render? Oh, render? Oh, yeah. Okay.
And rename it whatever you want. Okay, now
canvas render targets. CRT, canvas render target. render target, and I know which one it is. Canvas. Save.
That's done. The next component we want to create, or the next two, is materials. So again, go to materials and make sure to create two. I've named mine whiteboard and whiteboard marker, just to know that the whiteboard will be the canvas and the marker will be what we draw with.
Okay. Then M underscore marker 1
shows up.
Because you want like different ones, so like different colors and stuff.
Finally, we can then create our last component, which will be a blueprint class and type actor. And then you can rename it to canvas or whiteboard or whatever you remember.
Whiteboard.
Okay, so now that we've created our materials and...
Actually, canvas, whiteboard. Because CRT, it's already canvas render target, so this would be good if it kept it all uniform like this.
Render target and actor, we can now move on to working on them in order to create the drawing mechanic. So first of all, we're going to go onto our render target, our canvas render target, and all you need to do on this is adjust the size to what you want it. All I've done is changed it up to 512 on each of the sizes, X and Y.
1024,
and all you need to remember is, if you are going to change these, just remember that the bigger it is, the more demanding it becomes and takes up more resources.
I wonder how demanding that is, like, from 1K to 2K. Because if you get a 2K texture for like this, especially if it was like a big board and the player, like think of it like a billboard and like you painted on it for whatever reason. Or like, well, there's that, right? But like, I'm thinking like skyscraper, like LED type of board, like that large. Like versus that in your face where like 1 pixel is like the size of your head type thing. 2K texture would still work pretty good. It would be a little low res, but that 2K, I realized 2K textures are like one of the best resolutions for the clearest image, and also optimized to that level of detail that you want, which is like super clear, but not 4K or 3K type of clear. But even so, now if you had multiple whiteboards, I wonder how much that takes away.
Okay, so
is it more or less optimized when you paint more?
Now that that's done,
or just only when you're initializing it, or just whenever?
We can move on to our materials. So for our whiteboard and canvas material, if we go on there, I've already got it set up, but I'll explain how to make it. So what we've got is a constant 4 vector to hold the base colors of the whiteboard and pen color. So if you press 4 and then right click, it will create it.
Yes.
And to make it a parameter, you can right click on it and convert to parameter, and just rename it either canvas or whiteboard.
Whiteboard.
Okay, once you've created your constant 4 vectors for the colors, you can we can move on to creating a texture sample for our canvas render target.
Which one is it?
So to get a texture sample.
Also, it did pen color, so let me just do that too, because I see. Convert to parameter, marker, color, and then texture sample. Yep, T, left click.
You can either hold down T and then left click on your mouse, or you just search in texture sample, and then all you have to do
this guy's on it. Let's go.
Find that render target, the canvas render target, whatever you named it, and then that's all set up there.
Whiteboard. Okay.
So now if we move on, we want to get a multiplier node. So if you want that, you can hold down M or type it up to search. And then hook up the RGB into the B of the multiplier and the pen color into the A.
Let's go. There's got to go in for lerp.
Then we want to get a lerp. To get that, you can type in linear in, and you want to find linear interpolate. And then set it up so the whiteboard is in A.
Inverse linear in.
Multiplier is in.
Okay, so there's no. That's got to be a thing. Okay, so I see it's in the B, then A.
And the texture sample is in the O color. And then you want to plug in that lerp into the base color. And
then this goes into here. I see why he did some organization. Gets a little spaghetti. Real quick. Okay. And then we get a constant.
And lastly, you want to just get a single constant. So either press...
so this is going to be parameter 2?
To get a single constant, or find it like this. And then just get a value of 1 or above and plug it into the roughness.
I mean, have more material or more stuff. This would be the whiteboard's roughness, like overall. And then 0.5? 0.5 would be okay. Let it... Oh yeah, that's right. I gotta... Oh no, that's... We're in the same project, so we don't gotta, like, do extra stuff. We're good. Oh, that's... I forgot to do this, too. Like, why is it looking like this? So... There we go. There we go. Okay, so I actually might want to change, because I might want to make this a little bit more matte-like. Okay.
Okay, so now that we've made the whiteboard material, we can start the whiteboard's marker material, or the pen
Ooh, okay.
material. So, we are going to create this. Firstly, if you click on this,
what is the
material, like, no.
Oh, I see, it's
and go into
additive.
the material section, we need to make the blend mode additive. So if you click on that and find it, and set it to that.
First time
and
using
then we want to make
additive
the shading
before.
model unlit.
Oh, and then unlit.
Okay, next we want to just come over here. So for this, we want to make a constant for parameter. So if you hold down 4 and click, or search up with this, and then convert to a parameter.
Wait. No, it is. It is. Okay, I was like, oh no, did I not do the right one? I did.
And just name that draw location, and make sure you name it something you'll remember because you need to use it later on.
Okay.
And then in this, you want to set the R and G value to 0.5.
Okay, so specific values. Copy. And then this. Okay, so just R and G? Okay, yeah, okay.
0.5.
And then a mask?
Okay, after that, you want to get this mask RNG,
Component
and
mask?
find that, you can type in component, or compo, and find the component mask.
Wow, that's... oh, I see. Okay, so component mask, so it's... Okay. I'm like, bro, why is it not named mask RNG? Because we're doing, like, masking, we're specifically, like, doing that stuff. I see.
You want to then plug it in.
I guess when there's a new value, this stuff is always set to none by default.
In here, and then get a subtract node, and plug it.
Is it UV? U? Oh, which one is it?
Into the B, and get a text coordinate node. So text coordinate, texture coordinate.
Oh no, wait, wasn't there a keybind for this? I just pressed O and did that. It is U. Okay, yeah, U. U, left click. Well, if you just want to see which ones do which, I mean, I was just pressing keys. I was like, I, left click, O, left click, okay. And I was like, oh wait, no, U. Because sometimes it doesn't do it, so like, let go, press U, and then left click again.
And plug that into the A. Then you want to get a vector length. Type in vector length.
Easy.
Then plug in this subtract node into the vector 2, and then out of the vector 2, you want to get another subtract node. And plug that into the B, like that. And then you want a constant value, so get a single constant, and plug that into the top. The value for that is 1. Then out of this subtract node, you want to get another subtract node.
Okay.
And set up like this. Okay,
oh, wait,
next you want to get this -1 node, so if you put in 1 minus...
Which is also, I just found it,
you want
to
left
click.
a scalar node, so scalar parameter. And name that to size. This is another thing you will need to remember for later on. So then, in this,
and this is size. Seems like good name so far.
Want to set the default value to something fairly small, like 0.01.
Okay.
And then out of this size node we made, we want to get a divide node and make that B.
Divide.
And out of this subtract node, we want to clamp it and...
Oh, oops. Clamp. Clamp.
Keep it to its normal values and plug it into the...
Wait. Clamp? Why is the min-max? Well, I guess it's like an order thing. Uh-oh.
Top of
is that always default there?
Then you can plug this in to the emissive color.
Like, okay, so this is an older, like, version of the engine, so I guess you would have to left-click it before? I don't know.
And that's it for this
I
material.
guess we'll see.
Okay, so now that the materials are done, we can move on to our blueprint. So if we go on to that, we can firstly add a component.
Oh, to change what? Oh, change the material to the whiteboard. Okay. So in our blueprint, go in, static mesh, whiteboard, and then cube, whiteboard. Oh, it was because of the cube. Which one was that one then? Yo, I appreciate you. Yeah, I don't know. But hey, it works. Okay, so there you go. And then I see that he did do this. Okay.
Firstly, add a component, and you want to add a static mesh.
Oh, yeah.
Right here. And for that, you can set up just using a cube or your own model. For this to work though, if you're using your own model or anything else really, you want to double click and open up your
oh, you
model,
can
basically.
double click.
And in the collision of the model, you want to make sure the collision complexity, use complex collision as simple.
No, you want the simple
so
as, or complex as simple. So use complex collision as simple. Interesting, very interesting. So if you're making a physics-based object with this system, you can't. Because you can't use complex collisions with physics in Unreal's physics engine. Interesting.
Right, mesh is all sorted.
Oh, I went in event graph. I'm like, where did you go? Okay.
We can go into the event graph. So, firstly, we want to get a
dynamic mesh.
Then we want to get this create dynamic material instance.
Oh, material.
And then in this parent, we want to get our whiteboard marker material.
Okay.
And then from this, we can just create a or promote to variable and name that to whiteboard marker. And then from here, we want to clear the render target 2D and make sure this is set to your target.
Wait, this is marker? I don't know if this is marker. Is that an error? Because this isn't the marker. This is the whiteboard. Did he do the marker? But he said whiteboard, I think. Maybe not. Clear. Render. Target 2D. Get more experience with this.
Your target render, or your render target even. And make sure that this clear color is just black as well. Next, we want to make some custom events for actually drawing on the canvas. So what we want to do is create a custom event. I've made mine draw on whiteboard, and on that you want to create a input, which is a vector 2D, and then
vector 2D. Vector. D. Vector 2D.
When you've done that, we want to get a reference.
Oh, and then he named it location to draw. Location to draw. Okay, making sense.
To
okay, then he's doing it. Wait, what is that? Is that a? Yeah, those. I guess those are multiplications. Is that? Wait, what is that?
Whiteboard marker reference. And then on that, you want to create an input, which is a vector 2D. And then when you've done that, we want to get a reference to our whiteboard marker variable. So if you should have that down here in the variables, you should just be able to drag and get it.
Okay.
And then from that, you want to drag it out and then type in set vector parameter values or value. And then you should get this node. And then in the parameter name, you want to get or type in draw location, which is the name of this.
Yeah, I love this.
Constant for.
This is something I want to learn so much more. Is this material stuff? This is so powerful.
And then we are from here, we are converting the vector 2D.
Oh, converting to vector. I've never done this before. Okay.
Vector. So if you do
I've converted other stuff, but not this.
To vector 2D, you should get this.
And then this back to a value?
In flow, you just want to make it like 0.01 or 0.1 even. And then just drag it into this value here, and it will convert it for you.
Thank you, Unreal Engine.
And then from this whiteboard marker variable again, you want to drag it out and get draw material to render target, and then set that render target to the one we made, or mine's called
whiteboard,
paintboard, or whatever you called it. Now, lastly, we want to go onto our character. I made a third-person character.
Okay, so then first person. You did some other stuff though. Guess we'll revisit that. So here's the other code. Oh, I've been a little funky with commenting recently. Not doing as much as I need to. Okay, so what is he going to do though?
Project, so I'm in there. So you would go into your character, and what I've done is I've got the left mouse button like input.
Do we want to do an enhanced input action? Does it really matter? We can do this for now. Left mouse button.
Created a variable down here.
Oh yeah, is drawing? Question mark.
A boolean that is just called is drawing, where do if pressed is drawing is true, and on release set to false. And then I've got a event tick here down here.
Event tick, okay.
And we're gonna do a branch to check if we are drawing.
Be left click.
Then after this, I've created a line trace by channel, which is just an invisible line.
Line trace by channel. Okay.
It will get the endpoint basically and tell the game where we want to draw. So to
follow
create that,
camera.
Just, what I've done is I've got the start point of the line from the camera. So we get the
camera.
Third-person camera. We get the world position or the world.
Oh, we might have to do a different system, but this is looking like the same thing we did with the other one. Get world location. Get board vector.
Location even, and plug that into start. Then down here you get the forward vector of that camera, and then you multiply to do a vector times float. This bottom value here for the float is how long the line is, so how far away you can draw from basically. You want to then,
1500.
from this, you want to get a vector, plus this world location, and plus this end value here, and then put that into the end bit. And you want to set your trace channel by the camera. And if you want to see what the line looks like, put the draw debug type to duration.
And then we break.
Next we are going to break. So from our return value, you want to get a branch, and out here, you're going to drag it out and get a break hits result, and you can expand that.
Right, and then out of hit
actor. We want to get our hit actor as our whiteboard actor we made earlier. So if you do cast to whatever you named your canvas or whiteboard, and then plug that into true for the branch.
Oh, interesting. So this is...
And then out of this, we're going to get our custom event we made, called draw on whiteboard, or whatever you made in your whiteboard actor. And then from this out hit result, you want to get find collision UV, and then you want to plug in UV into this draw on whiteboard.
That's why we need the complex. This little bad boy right here.
Okay, so I believe that's everything. So if you want to try it out and see what happens, it should be working properly, hopefully.
Oh wait, straight up? Hold up, I didn't even... Because this is the other version that we made. Here's this. You can see the difference so far, where it's like doesn't render until like now. No. Custom, yeah. Draw, well, that was also an issue. So draw size. Boom. Draw size. What is... Float? No, what is lime green? I mean, I guess it's a float. Oh, no. Doesn't look like he uses it. Actually, no, it is this. Okay, so... Oh, no, wait, wrong one. Set scalar value. Yeah, it is. Okay. And this is size. Okay. UV? Let me double check this. The line trace is hitting. Oh, but wait, this is different though. Okay. Well, that was an issue, but that's fixed too. Herself, an actor. Oh, wait. That's why. Well, there was a few issues there. Oh, no, wait. Well, that was another issue. Well, that's fixed too. Maybe... marker? Oh, there we go. Okay. Fix it. Oh, nice. Okay. Oh, so on everything. Okay, because it's getting the UVs. Well, if the sense of this would be a whiteboard, it would just be a flat surface anyways. Awesome, because okay, so I saw... Hold up, let's go. Figured it out. Oh yeah, because I also saw there was a comment about like saving, but like the dude said that we could possibly use the save function, like that kind of basic save function. But what are we saving here? Is it the dynamic material instance? Because also with the other like whiteboard thing, it did actually work by like exporting the PNG. But I can't open the PNG for whatever reason. It says the file is not supported. That's a little interesting. Which I think is like the append thing. But yo, figured it out. Yeah, so like for the save part. Also, I don't think this is ever used. But I think you just put this here because like we can increase the draw size if we want. And then with the material, what are we... Okay, so then we could probably get a texture here. Brush? Oh, wait. Wait. Oh. 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 Whoa. Okay, well, yeah, you can save it like that, I guess. Oh, whoa. So we would save the render target?